Nessa girl, is this what y'all hoes been waiting on? Now look, I could do y'all all nasty and give y'all some long drawn out explanation as to where I've been for the last week. Or I could even lie to you. But I'm just gonna keep it all the way real with you. Bitch, I just ain't feel like doing this shit. That's all. And it is 7:06 p.m. on Thursday. And this is the first time I felt the energy to get on this camera and record. So here I am. Y'all know me. I go through my little things where I have to take a week off. But when I come back strong. And anyway, Nessa girl, we didn't talk about Iyanla with the prison women's or whatever, which was a good one. But let's talk about Cynthia and Mal down to the Iyanla Fix My Life. Is it me, or am I the only person confused as to what the fuck Mallory ass was down there for? Quiet as it's kept, I don't even know if Iyanla fixed anything. I don't know what Iyanla was there to fix. Quiet as it's kept. I mean, from looking at the goddamn episode, it looked like Mallory's husband left her and she's sitting up there with a broken heart. But it seemed to me that she could have saved a hell of a lot more of her time by popping in, waiting to exhale, instead of wasting Iyanla time, Cynthia time, the mama time, and the daughter time. It just, I don't know, like of all the Fix My Life episodes, for me, this was one of the ones that I was most looking forward to, but I got the least out of this episode. I don't know. Y'all drop that in the comments and let me know if you're feeling the same way. But let's just jump right on into the episode. So, you know, she does her little introductory talk with Mal. I'm confused as to why Mallory is there. I mean, I get she feel like she's been living in her sister's shadows. And she don't know where her husband is. She been around the world and now, she can't find her baby. Child, quiet as it's kept. He probably somewhere with the old lady sitting under a tree, down to the mall spending his money. Yes, at any rate. So then Iyanla brings out Cynthia and the mom. And Cynthia goes to discuss what Mallory has always wanted in life. She's wanted comfort. She's wanted a man, and then a man with means. And then Iyanla says, well, I mean, isn't that a gold digger? And Cynthia goes, ooh. You know, and what I found odd was later in the episode when the mom and Cynthia are there, they bring Mallory out. You know, Cynthia starts, you know, Cynthia's very nice. She, on one token, is trying to tell Iyanla the truth without hurting Mal's feelings. So Cynthia's like, you know, you've always gone after a certain kind of man that, you know, makes a certain amount of money. Then Mal gets defensive. Wait, you know, I've dated men with less money. And Cynthia's like, yeah, but you all, you know. And it's just so funny because, like, Mal ain't no different than no other woman, okay? Bitch, everybody like a nigga with some money, okay? Mal has been pretty all of her life. Mal has probably always been able to pull a certain kind of dude. So she was like, yes, bitch, if you gonna fuck with me, you gonna finance me. But here's the thing. On the back end, I have a hard time feeling bad for Mallory and women like Mallory, where you put a man's salary above your true needs and above his true access to your life. You wanted a man with money, so much so that you got one that was 29 when you was 37, or however it went. You got one that was like 10 years or more younger than you for the sake of him having money. And so, baby, you know, you gonna pay on the front end or the back end, but you gonna pay. You got what you wanted. You wanted things. You got things. Shantae, you didn't want no man. You wanted things. You got things. I'm really just not understanding the root of Mallory's complaints. Mallory or anybody else's. You wanted the lifestyle. The man gave it to you. You married the man after 2 months. You ain't know shit about that man for you jumped the broom or carried your ass down to the courthouse and signed your name on the dotted line. You was trying to secure the bag and you got it. Then what ends up happening, y'all, is cars, pocketbooks, and bundles stop fulfilling them. It's only but so much a Gucci bag could do for you. You got the Gucci bag, you got the cars, you got the money in the account, you got the house. Now you want a man. Now you want love and affection, and for him to touch you on the inside part and call your name. But that ain't what you signed up for. You signed up for bags and cars and jewels and security, and you got all that. So understanding that, Miss Malorie, I'm not understanding the basis of your complaint. You can't have it like this and like this at the same damn time. Nevertheless, the pathology, you know, or better yet, Malorie hiding the marriage. Now, I know a lot of people who do that. You know, they'll come to you with the shit that they know you'll approve on, but when they know it's some shit you're going to tell them not to do, they hide it from you or don't talk to you about it because they know it's dumb. I've had several people in my life in the last couple of years who've done some life-altering, life-changing things like that or made some crazy decisions, and I find out about it 6 and 7 months later, and I'm like, motherfucker, you didn't tell me this when this was going on because you knew I would have talked you out of it. That's manipulative and it's controlling, and Iyanla pointed that out. But again, with that being said, again, Malorie, I understand Iyanla's supposed to be getting to the root of that behavior, but I don't feel bad for Malorie in this situation at all. And here's the thing. Y'all know, I know Cynthia and Peter personally very well. I know Malorie personally. Malorie phone, I can call Malorie right now. I love me some Mal. Mal has been nothing but nice and kind to me. She reached out to me when she was making her jewelry, was going to get me some of the jewelry. I'm not coming down on her. I'm just being a big sister to her and telling her the truth. You know what I'm saying? You got what the fuck you signed up for. You crept behind everybody back and married this man because you knew they was going to tell you to slow down. You're moving way too fast. So I just don't like, I just have very little tolerance and sympathy for the tears when Malorie, you did all this. That's a Real Housewives of Potomac reference for y'all who don't know. At any rate, one thing that was interesting in this whole thing was Iyanla speaks about the pathology. And it's so funny because no matter sometimes how much we try not to be like our parents, we end up being just like them. And that's a hard pill I had to swallow in dealing with my dad and the pathology. And, you know, she was saying that, you know, basically these women come from a line of seeing women being mistreated by men and, you know, basically staying much longer than they should stay in relationships. And that part was powerful. Now, what was funny is all hell to me is that when they got to the part where it was just Cynthia and Mal talking, somewhere the episode shifted from Mal learning this behavior to her not having a voice because Cynthia has always, you know, been the big sister, been the voice. She's been in Cynthia's shadow for so long. Did y'all notice the part that he got a little too hot on Cynthia? Cynthia looked at Iyanla and said, hold up, I thought this was supposed to be about her being mad with my mom, not with me. Like, well, how is this about me? I fell the fuck out laughing. I fell out laughing. Cynthia said, I didn't come on this bullshit to be scolded and moaned by no goddamn voodoo priestess. So you need to shift this energy the fuck up off of me and back onto her and my mama because I ain't got nothing to do with all this. I hollered. And it's just so funny though, because while Malorie was talking about being in Cynthia's shadows and being known as Cynthia Bailey's sister, you know, this was kind of weird because the whole time I was looking at it, I was like, well, I mean, you're even only on Iyanla because you're Cynthia Bailey's sister. Like, that was the whole marketing ploy. Cynthia Bailey's sister needs her life fixed. So I'm curious to know when it all settles, how Mal is able to reconcile whatever help she was able to get from Iyanla was still as a result of Cynthia. Nevertheless, you know, it is hard when one person's identity gets absorbed in another's. Like, that sucks because we've all got our calling in life. We've all got our purpose. And yeah, you're right. You know, unfortunately, you know, to the general public, Malorie is not Malorie. She's, hey, ain't you that lady from the Real Housewives of Atlanta? The pretty lady sister. Yeah, Cynthia's sister. that's who you are, you know? And so I feel Mal when she says that she felt as if her life was slightly better before she did the show, because at least then, you know, Cynthia had her career. Malorie wasn't super visible to the general public, and she was able to exist in the world as Malorie and not Cynthia Bailey's sister. And then I'm sure that, you know, being in her adult life, being coined Cynthia's sister, you know, also brought back some childhood issues, because it seems as if Cynthia was kind of always the leader of the pack, and she said made their friends for them, so on and so forth. Now, what I do appreciate is Mal's daughter comes on, and Mal's daughter seemed very well adjusted. You know, those Malorie and Cynthia have both raised some phenomenal daughters. You can't take that from them. You ain't never heard none of that bullshit with Noelle like you've heard about them other people cheering, and you can't say nothing bad about her. You can't say nothing about her. Okay, she's up there at Howard University. I watches her on the Instagram, and she up there doing things in the different committees and stuff, and for the women's rights and all that kind of stuff. That girl is going to be something special. And, you know, she could go out there and rest on her laurels and be like, shit, I'm Leon's daughter, and I'm Cynthia Bailey's daughter. She could easily go to Hollywood and Fool La La, or join the next reality TV cast and be kissing face with Bow Wow and Diggy Simmons and all the rest of these people. But that girl chose to get an education, okay? If you wanna be somebody and you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and go to college. And that's what she did. I like the fact, though, that Mal's daughter came on and was able to just call the shit for what it is. It ain't all that man's fault. My mom does this, she does that. And I really did like that exercise that Iyanla gave the mom, Cynthia, and the daughter to basically go in, fill in the blanks, and give Malorie some very hard truths. And what I got from it was, you're superficial, you're vain, you find validation from outside situations. You know, you try to cover up your flaws and make sure everything is pretty and perfect. It's typical. You know, we've heard it before in this Iyanla genre and with these reality people, so on and so forth. And what I'm hoping is that Mal did get whatever she needed from this. Here is the one takeaway I got from this episode, because like I said, I really don't know what Malorie was there for. I'm still very unclear. I can't in one sentence say what she needed to get fixed. Nevertheless, Iyanla asked her the status of her marriage, and she said, I don't know, my husband left and I haven't talked to him for 6 months, 9 months, or whatever. And this is the one key point I'm gonna harp on before I close out, because I get on a lot of my friend girls about this too. I love when Iyanla asked her the status of her marriage, and she said, I don't know. And Iyanla said, what about what you want? Like, what the fuck you mean? Your husband been gone for 6 months, and you're telling me that the status of the marriage rests on what he want to do? Fuck that. Take back your life. Take back your emotions. Don't let him be the determining factor on if this marriage is together or not. You be the determining factor. Is you married or not? She said, I don't want her back, and you made the right decision, man. Now you got that fixed. I do like the part also, the little breakthrough that they did have in the family when the mother said, you know what, based on whatever I had going on in my life, you know, whatever little inadequacies or whatever traumas I had, Cynthia, you've become the president of the family and you're fired. And, you know, Cynthia took a deep breath and she was like, you know, all of that is fine and well, but I don't believe it. And, you know, Iyanla, you know, kind of rolled Cynthia a little bit and was like, you know what, Cynthia, just like your mom was stuck being in what she was and Mal was stuck, perhaps you're stuck being super saver hoe. And she was like, you have to let them fall. And you know, Cynthia, you can look at Cynthia. Cynthia is very giving and feeling and loving, and sometimes it's hard to do that, especially people you love, especially your mother. She's older and whatnot. So it feels as if all of them got, you know, a few gems from this, but quiet as it's kept, honey, Malorie should have stayed her ass home or down to the bar where I've been for the last week. Bah!